Everyone, this is going to be the guide to survive the storm that's coming up in the next few days. For this is primarily a mix for basically everyone, primarily low income and middle income, because higher income you have a generator and you're mostly fine. But for most middle income or low income families, you need to worry about this, especially if you live in the South and you have no idea what winter even is. First, if you have a lot of blankets, or if you can get a lot of blankets quickly, get as many as humanly possible. Second, like is said in this entire document, get as much water and snacks or goods that are not needing to be cooked unless you have something to do so. Where basically, for step 2, basically make sure that you have at least water and the necessities. And this is assuming that power will go out during this time. Third, the hand warmers you can buy for a buck or two, foot or hand warmers, whatever you can get in bulk or whatever you can feasibly get as many of them. And as this scenario is for if the power goes out or the power is not guaranteed to stay on, get at least 1 gallon per person or 3 gallons per person if you're in a rural place. The reason why I say 3 gallons per person in a rural place, because it takes more time in rural areas or country areas to get power back on. That is just a fact. It takes more time for the power to get back on in a country part of the country than if you live in a city. Number 5, if possible, before or even during the storm, make sure your car is uncovered and at least is slightly warmed up. At least, I'd say, within reason. Do this at least every 1 to 4 hours. Once every 4 to 5 to 6 hours. I'd say just make sure it's not going more than 10 hours not being on. Because if you do need to go somewhere, you do not want to be stranded or have your car stall on you. 6, have candles or flashlights or whatever works, but do not rely on your phones to be flashlights. Because you are going to need that to communicate, entertain yourself, or just use it to learn the news and learn what is happening. Because, to be blunt, a lot of people don't have radios or all of that. And that is one of the reasons why you should keep your car at least running every 4 to 6 hours. Just in case you do have your phone go down, your car hopefully will still have its battery not frozen or dead, and then you can charge your phone there. 7, if worst case scenario happens where you're more than 24 hours without power, do not open your fridge, cover everything, every window, everything, with a blanket to make sure no heat leaves the building. And as much as humanly possible. And yes, these sound like common sense for anyone that's lived in the cold a majority of their lives. Sure, but common sense is not common sense. Common sense is only common sense to regions. For example, in Alaska, you are not going to need this information unless you're new to Alaska. But to our Southern American friends, or Southern other friends in the South or in southern United States, you're going to need this information because you probably don't even know what winter feels like. But anyway, please have a wonderful day, and I'll see you when I see you, and please do not freeze to death.